Hey, deserving listeners, Ed on 90 Day. Let's watch.
Because I can see that. Like, I can tell that for many things.
Takes one person to have sex with a sugar baby.
Oh,
please.
I just don't think that he is ready for a serious relationship. And he's just saying that because he wants to be pressured by that, but he's not actually acting towards that.
Right, that can be true. He's just acting as if he's taking responsibility because he's trying to suck her back in. That is absolutely possible. It's also possible that he actually does believe what's happening now, and once he gets security back, then his worries and his entitlement. So there's two things that might happen, because we've seen this cycle, is that he's very apologetic and he takes responsibility. Rose or Liz comes back to him, and there's two things that could be happening, or one thing could be happening is that he is now secure, and that actually raises his paranoia, because the closer he gets to someone, the more he worries about losing them, and then he engages in that aggressive kind of behavior, verbally abusive, harmful, hurtful language to the other person, because he's actually so paranoid about losing, he transforms it into hostility and investigation. Remember, I've got questions for Rose, I've got questions for Liz. So that could be happening. The other thing that could be happening is that when he is actually in that space where he feels like he's secure and he has someone, then he kind of relaxes a little bit back into his old ways of coping with things, which is to engage in narcissism. I don't know, total speculation, which is a space of me, everything's about me, and you're in my world, and you need to worship me, everyone needs to worship me. And that's another possibility. Again, this is completely speculative. I have no idea if this is true. I would have to ask him, or maybe even his therapist, of which those conversations will never happen. So I'll just never know. But I'm just hypothesizing.
It's sad, but I want to be honest with you because I like you. He came up to me behind the scenes and he told me to say hi to my roommate and that she's really pretty.
Oh, shit.
What is up with these guys on this show? I mean, didn't Colt do something like this too? Tom was a little bit like this. What is going on in your mind when you do stuff like this? You're going to go on a tell-all, and I mean, are they doing this on purpose? Do they think this actually makes them look like a player or something? It's really weird behavior. Is it compulsive? Are they drunk when they're doing it? It just is mind-boggling that you would do that. You would hit on someone on the show or someone associated with the show, knowing that they're going to out you on the tell-all. Why would you do that?
I'm just being, honest. That's literally just happened a few hours ago.
The gig is up, Ed.
Yeah, that's
wow.
true. That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This shit is going down.
Okay, so we have to add now, hopefully Ed will explain what's going on so we can get some idea, because the way it looks is that he's a lying bastard, and it throws everything into question. Is YouTube going to ding me for saying the word bastard? I don't know. Wow. So what's up with that, Ed? Or is he going to tell us? Because there is a version of the story that can still retain my compassion for him, which is, yeah, I have this thing that when I am lonely, I just start hitting on women, and I do it. I get rejected basically all the time, but I do it anyway. And a few hours ago, I didn't think that you and I were going to get back together because we had broken up, and it just looked like it was doomed. And so I was still in that kind of mode. I was swiping right. You know, I was hitting on a cast member's friend. And I mean, that's me. But now that I know that you and I, Liz, might get back together, you know, take it from me. That I don't do that kind of stuff. If I thought you and I were have any possibility because I want to be with you, maybe that's what's happening. Or he's a psychopathic person with no empathy, and he has a compulsive sex issue or terrible decision making, or I don't know what, pathological liar.
And my roomie, by the way, she's 26.
I know that he loves me, and I'm not saying that that was okay, but he's single right now.
Right. Okay. Now, whether or not you agree with that or not, that is, I'm guessing, a differentiated point of view. She's like, well, he is single. He can hit on girls if he wants to. That's fine. I mean, maybe I was hitting on guys before we started recording today too. That doesn't make me a bad person. He's single. He can ask women out if he wants to. But at the same time, you just have to wonder the decision making as to why you would do that in this context. It's strange. But, Liz has that. Now, you could also see Liz's attitude right now as that of a survivor of abuse where you're always making excuses. So I think there's a lot of hypotheses on the table.
Such a rude, belligerent person to me all day, and
Wow.
it's
Who insulted me? Who body shamed me? Who constantly passive aggressive? Who constantly gaslights? Yes, I will say Ed is a gaslighter. I can tell it. I can smell it on you. It smells like gasoline.
Dude, you're crazy. Hey, you're crazy. Something is wrong with you psychologically.
Look at you.
I mean, all you can do is laugh. It's the titans of 90 Day Fiancé going head to head, trying to win an argument. Let's see who wins.
You think I'm crazy?
Hey, listen.
You had your mother and
Look
your
at you, man.
own
Look,
daughter
come on.
telling you that you have issues. Don't project on other
crazy.
people. Just take your shit and
Yeah.
walk out in peace.
Listen,
Be
dude.
able to take your shit. That's part of growth. Being able to say, you know what? Yes, I'm this. Accept it. And
Well,
that's
I'm doing that.
Okay, so did Colt win or did Ed win because he actually admits he does have a problem? You make the call. Let me know in the comments. Did Ed or Colt win in the Titans of 90 Day Fiancé argument?
It's so hard, dude. I'm tired of your
The
crap.
first time
When
in
he's
my
actually-
life, can I speak? This is the first time in my life, Fernanda, that I've ever been in therapy.
Oh, God.
And it's
here we go
because-
again with the therapist.
just because you went to 3 sessions, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh, I have a long way to go.
You have a long way to go, yes.
6 months.
But then from there,
Yeah, so I think what Ed's trying to say, which I think is a good thing, is look, I'm in therapy and I'm working on stuff and I've got issues. And I agree with everything you're saying. I don't agree with the way you're delivering it, but yeah, I have problems and I'm working on it. And give me a little credit that I'm working on it. But I think what the audience, what the cast members, and I think what maybe a lot of people watching the show believe what he's trying to do is he's trying to make an excuse. He's like, back off, I'm in therapy. Maybe he's doing that, but maybe there's an element of that. I think there probably is, but I think he's also trying to say, look, I get it. I hear you yelling at me that I have problems, and I agree I have problems. That's why I'm in therapy, and I'm working on it. I think that's what he's saying. Again, maybe I'm giving him too much of the benefit of the doubt. Hey, deserving listeners, as you all know, I am constantly recommending that people go to therapy. We all need therapy from time to time. Well, one of the options available that is definitely worth checking out is BetterHelp. If you're looking for a therapist, I would give it a try by going to betterhelp.com/Kirk. Make sure you use the promo code Kirk because you get 10% off your first month, and it really helps us out. As you watch these videos, I know many of you have been motivated to find your own therapist, which is great because you deserve it. And I know also that it can be hard to find a good fit, find the right one for you. Well, one of the options available in terms of your shopping is to go to betterhelp.com/Kirk. I've been told you can start communicating with your therapist in under 24 hours. You can message your counselor at any time. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. I've also been told that it's often less expensive than in-person therapy, and you should know that this service is available to clients worldwide. So go to betterhelp.com/Kirk to get 10% off your first month today.
6 months
then
minimum.
you try to work things out, but don't waste her time or
I'm
any.
not-
Okay, he just said, she's like, it's just 3 sessions. That's it. He's like, yeah, I have a long way to go. 6 months minimum. Yes, Ed, definitely more than 6 months. Yes, take it from me, who's been in a lot of therapy and has had clients with personality issues, at least akin to yours. It takes a long time. Now, it might not be weekly sessions. Maybe it's every other week eventually, something like that. But it takes a long time to earn the security such that you don't have the issues that generate the defenses that shoot yourself in the foot.
Got my third point. But anyways, those are the two most
Well,
important.
Ed, here's what I want to ask you.
Yes.
Are you and Liz going to give it another shot or no? Are you just going to move on? What is the answer to that?
I would like to go to at least 1, maybe 3 therapy sessions before we cross that line.
That's good. Yeah. I would recommend maybe more than that. I would recommend therapy sessions along the way with a good couples therapist, hopefully someone that knows how to handle them for sure. And boy, I don't know if I've ever been so curious about a couple post a season. I am so curious because I could see this going a variety of ways. Now, did the phone call happen after this point? The infamous phone call I reacted to a while ago? Or was it before this point and that's why they broke up? That would affect things a lot because if it's after, then we would see, oh, well, they're just right back to where they started and Liz should run. But if it was before, I don't know, hard to say. Now, do I believe that Ed's abusive behavior is all in his past? No, I believe he definitely is likely to engage in that old behavior. So, yeah, there's just a lot of possibilities, and I'm curious about what happens.
Punishing yourself.
But I love you, Liz. I want.
How can you say
God, man.
okay? I'm dead.
Do
literally.
we have a-
How
do we
can
have
you
a
say
muzzle?
you love her?
Do
and
we
then
have a
just 10
muzzle?
minutes before, be like, hey, you got your friend's hot. Can I get her number?
Production,
How
do we
does
have
that
any
look?
duct tape? Somebody gaffer
How
him.
is that love? Answer my question.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about this. Is this a tragedy that we're watching right now where Liz is going to experience a lot of abuse and we're watching someone just jump off of a cliff hoping that they have wings? Or are we watching what often happens in life, which is that life is messy. Relationships are messy. And especially ones on reality TV. I mean, if your relationship was on reality TV, it would get messy too. I mean, because the editors would only take the bad moments. You know, just think about the past 6 months of your relationship with your romantic partner. Imagine the worst moments being the highlights of a TV show. It probably wouldn't look like, I hope it wouldn't look like this, but maybe it would. Maybe it would even look worse. But at the very least, you know, so are we watching a tragedy where Liz is going to continue to throw herself into the fire unknowingly, and we're going to watch him harm her? Or are we watching a messy relationship where they can actually go to therapy, work on things, take responsibility, try to improve their lives, and have, it seems like they're in love. So, you know, there's something there to try to salvage. Or are we watching a relation? I think those are the only two options. I can't imagine another. I guess there's another option that people hypothesize. I don't think this is likely, that Ed is some master manipulator, and according to Colt, he's a gaslighter, and he is just currently right now he has a lot of other girlfriends right now. I suppose that's also possible. We'll add that to the list. I don't think that's likely. It could be. So I don't know how to feel, given all those options. I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I should be going, oh no, or if it'd be like, well, or if I should be like, I don't know which one.
Yeah, the minute she started talking, I'm like, I'm screwed because I'm in love.
Okay.
That's a good thing, actually.
Sure.
Okay. Wow. A lot of stuff today. That's all for the 90-day, the Single Life Tell-All. Thank you.
All right, well, that does it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.